You know, like the show and the comic are very different. They'll continue to be like that. So, you know, whether that will happen in the show remains to be seen. And, you know, could happen in the 100th episode, or could happen in the 50th episode.
His new nickname is Tiger Bean.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
we're
He goes to the beat
you
of
know,
the tiger.
definitely delving into that story.
No, nothing.
That you know from the comics is definitely going to be the governor on the show. They're so excited. You know, that's something that we're definitely going to be focusing on. And doing a lot of cool stuff that I think the fans will really enjoy.
Yeah, it's my first one. I did a miniature one. I did the small New York Comic Con, and it was actually a great sort of practice for this. But it was you couldn't actually see all the way to the back to know how many people there were. That's why it was scary.
Did you see when I lit it up?
Yeah, but I closed my eyes by mistake. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Both go through it. I actually was trying to. I didn't get to, but I think being of us might try to go
Incognito.
Okay. I ran through it, and it's awesome. Very exhausting, very terrifying. At times, I regretted my decision to do it, but overall, it was a lot of fun, and I think it's pretty cool.
It's a net positive.
Yeah. Get chased by zombies. You can't beat that.
Yeah, I'm sure like going from, okay, I've written this comic book, now I see this come to life as a TV show, and all of a sudden you're in the Padres Stadium. That'd be cool to see this thing that came from your brain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a sports fan, so I was like, yeah, Padres, I don't know. But it's very strange. It's you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I remember being in my house in Kentucky, coming up with the idea, working on comics, and to go from that to this is just, you know, absolutely bizarre. And every year it gets bigger than the last. So for the last 3 years at Comic-Con, I've just been like, wow, this is crazy. It's never going to get crazier than this. And then it does. So honestly, I'm not coming back next year.
Isn't that amusement park next year?
Yeah, I think that's what we're going. Yeah.
With
Amusement park and a spaceship. I think
oh
that's
yeah,
all we've
spaceship.
got left.
Yeah, spaceship.
Can you talk about next steps for Glenn and Maggie and their on and off relationship?
Yeah, it's pretty on. We don't have time. We don't have time to squabble anymore. I think that's something Steve and I talked about too. It's like we don't even ever want to imply that there's any difficulty between us unless something is really difficult comes up, because it's just like,
I think the beauty of the relationship as we left it in the second season was, you know, you saw what they went through, and you saw the social aspect of living in a zombie apocalypse. Like, regardless of how dire it is, like, you would think that two people would just be like, you know what, there's two people left, let's just do it and agree that we're together. But there's still...
You're still human.
You're still human, and you still...
Guarded.
Right. But now, it's just, you leave off at the end where it's like, I love you, and...
I think they have an unspoken kind of tandem, you know, this communication. I mean, we're going to see a lot of Maggie and Glenn going out and like not just running errands, I was going to say, because that's what you do, but you know, this just sort of silent. I can't say because it's silent.
I mean, honestly, it's just there's strengths that she has. It's a perfect match for the two in that she has such strengths in a different way, and he has strengths in a different way, and they come to merge together, and they're like a really solid unit. And I think that's the best part. It's really the best part.
And it's nice not to see conflict between these two. I think people watching need it too. It's romantic. I'm not even kidding. I said that up there. I was like, I'm a true romantic, and I think this is like a nice... You cherish what's left.
Yeah. A lot of people are being torn apart by the end of the world, and it's interesting that, you know, Glenn and Maggie are definitely characters that are being pulled together by it all. So it's a lot of fun to explore those two characters.
Stopping this, taking it really far. How far do you think this TV show?
TV show, I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping to get to like 25 seasons, something like that. I mean, I know that's extremely unrealistic, and I'm more than likely joking, but I mean, it would be a lot of fun. I mean, I think that you know, seeing these people, you know, running around till they're in their 60s would be a lot of fun. They thought that was hilarious. But you know, realistically, I really don't know. I mean, TV goes, you know, a few seasons, and we're really successful now. But I mean, who really knows what the future holds? I mean, I think we're just gonna, you know, try and keep telling the best stories that we can, and hope that it goes for a decade or two.
Yeah. So looking.
Well, the thing about the story is that it continually evolves, right? So it's not like you're in a sitcom where you're on one stage with one set of characters and nothing really changes and you're just replaying the same situation over and over. We're seeing both evolution of characters, evolution of storylines, evolution of the threat. So in the beginning, they start small. It's just like an individual zombie here or a group of zombie there. You move to a herd in season 2 where there's an entirely new level of threat. And as we introduce sort of, you know, the prison and everything that comes from the governor, you're introducing this new level of threat, which is human, right? So you've gone from sort of individual zombie to group zombie to human, and all those things still are out there individually. So the threat keeps multiplying. It changes the dynamics of the characters. Some characters get added, some characters get subtracted, and you know, that sort of dynamic keeps, you know, should hopefully keep it fresh for a long time.
I also really like the idea that the amount of zombies seems completely insurmountable now. Like, the way that we feel with this season, it's like you just like you take a rest for a second and then you're up again and you're fighting them, and I think the group really does know that we're never gonna kill them, or we're never gonna beat them all, and that's something that didn't feel as present before. I felt like you kind of took stock and then you fought the herd that was necessary, and then at the end of the season it was like you see the wave, them being overwhelmed. So
Leadership role was really compromised. Is Glenn really going to step up to the plate here, or make play for power?
You know, I don't know if that was, in only speaking from my viewpoint with my character, Glenn operates on a basis of kind of looking up. And he has abilities and a natural, I think, leadership skills that can't be unlocked because there's so many leaders already. And you look at Rick, you look at Shane, you look at Dale, you look at Daryl, and you see all these people that he looks up to in a way. Like, he'll pick and choose what applies to him. And I think what's great is that you find the loss of characters such as Shane going, and then the breakdown of certain other characters such as Rick kind of reassessing what his role needs to be, and Glenn then kind of takes it on himself in that moment. I think that last statement as, okay, I really got to pick and choose and come to terms with the fact that I need to make my own decisions, and it's on me. I don't know if that necessarily usurps the entire group status, but it's definitely for him.
and your strengths are totally different too. Like Glenn, I don't think Glenn's vying for leadership because his strength is to go out there and do it anyway. I mean, who else do you see being as like wily and stealthy as him? You know, he doesn't stop and discuss it. He just kind of goes and does it. And I think that's a leadership of its own.
I just love how you support him right now. Like, you're just so supportive in this relationship.
Why not?
For you as actors, having a role like this where it's so much about survival and instinct and collaboration, how is it as an actor?
It's been the most rewarding experience for me personally of my career. I mean, it's interesting what David said up on the panel. You don't know what kind of person you are until you're in certain situations, and I think the tribe we have, and it really feels like a tribe because we're in the middle of nowhere with these people. It's like we've become so tight as a group, and I think as an actor and as an individual, I think that's really, I don't know, it's survival. It's not survival of the individual. It's just like you can only get stronger by trusting everyone around you, and just kind of. So I think that's the theme of the show for us.
I think what's cool for me is, you know, the arc that Glenn goes also kind of mimics the arc that I was as an actor, which is, you know, this was my first big gig, and I'm so grateful and honored to have this be my first big gig because I get to work with such amazing talent that is ready to mentor and people that are willing to critique and raise up at the same time, and also lead by example. And for me, how Glenn's arc is, which is he kind of starts a little meeker and then he kind of grows up. I think with acting, it shows when you walk into a scene confident, regardless of whether your character's supposed to be confident, and just the confidence in your abilities. And I think what's been great for me is with the support of everyone, you kind of follow that same through line. And third season, I came in a little bit, obviously.
Great to meet everybody.
From leaping tall buildings to going off like gamma bombs. Switch your internet browser to ComicsOnline.com.